Yeah, so today we're going to look at a German player named Fynn Rieck, his EuroBasket U16 performance under the spotlight today. I really was a fan of his playmaking ability. This very first play that you see here, he hits his man with a bounce pass through traffic and just kind of shows off really elite court vision. His teammate isn't able to finish, but that should have been an assist. And here he catches the ball on the wing and just a tremendous feed into the paint. This is a pass that should be made every time, but we see so often with guards and especially wings, they find this pass difficult to make. But Rieck is really solid with these entry passes. You always love when a kid has his fundamentals down like this. And here we see him on the break, finding the open man in stride, perfect shooting rhythm. Guards appreciate passes like that. Here he catches it on the wing again and makes another really nice pass, just threading that, and that leads to another 2 points. Here Rieck gets the ball at the top of the key, makes a nice quick pass to his teammate that leads to a foul. Good court vision there. And here we see a little bit of what he can do scoring the ball. Really nice back down and turnaround jumper. I really like this move. And, you know, he didn't shoot the ball extremely well on this tournament, but you kind of can see the foundation of what you can work with here. It's a really nice shot. On this play, he makes a nice cut, really good fake under the basket, and just unable to finish. Does get his own offensive rebound, but again, can't hit. Either way, you like to see the tenacity on the offensive glass. And on the next play, we get to see a little bit of his athleticism, catches the ball, adjusts midair, and hits the layup. He was very active defensively. You see him generate a turnover here. Nice little behind the back, but he ends up losing the ball. And that is one of his areas of improvement is ball handling, especially against guards. As you can see with his shooting motion from the free throw line, there's not much to complain about. He was effective from the line, although he really struggled from beyond the arc. He does hit this one. I think this was maybe one of 2 threes he hit in the entire EuroBasket. He really just struggled to get it going. Some of the decision making wasn't ideal. He took some contested shots that he probably shouldn't have. On this particular play, I think maybe he thought the shot clock was winding down and he kind of forced up a three well beyond the arc with someone in his face and doesn't work out well. And same thing on this play, like this should have been a pump fake and drive, get to the bucket, use your size, maybe draw a foul. But he elects to shoot the contested three and doesn't fall for him. And again, just checking out his mechanics, you know, he shoots the ball from a pretty low position, doesn't really elevate much on his jump shot, and it's not the quickest release you'll ever see, but he has the tools, and under the right coaching, I think he can be a pretty solid shooter at the college level, at least enough to knock down the open shots and make his defender respect his three-point shooting. And here we get to see a little bit more of that athleticism, able to throw down a two-handed dunk. He runs the floor pretty well. On this play, again, another missed three, but able to follow his shot, get a rebound, turn that into an extra possession for his team. Here we see him attack the offensive glass once again. There's another possession and beautiful feed inside once more. Just great court awareness, and that leads to a foul. I will say I was a little surprised. He didn't seem to have the softest hands inside, and we saw a few plays like this where he just couldn't hang on to the ball, which led to a couple of turnovers. Admittedly, this pass was not the easiest to catch. It was a little behind him and sharp, but you would like to see him come up with the ball there. However, he does get the ball back and turn that into a layup. I love this move. Good pump fake from the baseline, attacks the basket, just can't finish. At 6'5", you want to see him operate the pick and roll a little bit, but he wasn't super effective. At least he wasn't living up to his potential. I think he can be a great pick and roll guy because he sees the floor so well. However, his ball handling skills need some improvement. And also, you know, in this case, these Serbian kids are all over you. They're the best defending team in all of Europe. And you just have to be a little smarter with the ball and stronger with the ball. Again, this was coming off the pick and roll. He just doesn't really do much with it. He doesn't get any penetration into the lane and just kind of pulls out and throws the ball behind him for kind of a lazy three. That's just not an effective use of the PNR. And on this play, we see some more room for improvement ball handling here in the transition. He should have just gone straight to the basket with his left hand, but he didn't look comfortable enough and crosses over to his right, which leads to a turnover. Overall, Rieck is a really strong player. I think he has a lot of potential. Again, 6'5", has a great feel for the game, very persistent, gets after it, high motor, all the things that you look for. He still has a couple more years before he gets to college. So he's got plenty of time to work on these areas of improvement. And you see a lot of great potential. There are some scouts who say he's a no-brainer lock to be a high major Division I player. Right now, I see him more as a mid-major, maybe even low. Depends on, if he can get that shooting right and ball handling right. But he definitely can reach that high major level. I also don't think he's done growing. He looks like he could grow to 6'7", 6'8", maybe even 6'9". So, for someone of that size to have that playmaking ability, comfortability, rebounding the ball, just getting after it defensively, bringing energy to the team, I think this is a really solid player and someone definitely to keep an eye on. He played some big minutes for Germany. He was an instrumental part of their success in this U16 EuroBasket, and he's going to be a key contributor for this German national team in the future. So definitely someone to keep monitoring, and thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and check out my Instagram at Zach Mason Basketball. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next flight.